Hello sewing friends, Deb here, Slap Happy Sewing. I didn't manage Friday sews, it's Saturday today. And what have I been doing today? I have actually been doing things in service of sewing all day today. But actually what I've been doing is sticking together this cashmerette rose clear pattern. I must admit I am getting a bit over sticking these things together. So here I have it. I had to, you know, this is just the skirt, and I had to lengthen it in two places, one for view A, one for view B and C. View A, I think view A is the one without the tiers, and B and C is the one with the tiers. So what I was going to do, I got this fabric from my lady on Trade Me, and I've actually got 9 meters of this fabric. I looked up the tiered version of this dress. I looked up the fabric requirements, and for a size 18, and that's only 45 inches wide, it requires 7 5/8 yards. That is one fabric hungry dress. So actually that didn't cost me very much. I think I only paid about probably $4 or $5 for each piece, so it's not going to cost me much. But what really is a bit of an issue is it takes so long to get ready to stick the pattern together. And the sticking together, I know a lot of people send them off to PDF plotting, which I'm not even sure we have such a thing in New Zealand. We probably can send it off, but it probably costs quite a bit. And then even when you've done that, I've still got to lengthen the pattern and often make adjustments. Although cashmerette, the reason I love cashmerette is because of the cup sizes. They're just going to fit me. Anyway, as you know, we sewists, we should be measuring ourselves before each pattern. And I was doing some artwork and found a little notebook where I write all my measurements down, and they're there from 2017. If I can get a picture, I'll put them up here. But what I found so fascinating about my measurements is how they hardly ever change. However, I did measure myself for this pattern today and found that my waist is up 1 inch, which is a bit horrifying really. I think I'm getting daily more and more like my mum when she got older. She had like a quite thin little legs and arms, and then like she was almost like a little barrel in the middle. I think I'm going there. Oh yeah. Anyway, we are in hard lockdown here in New Zealand because I think we started off with 1 case, and I don't know what we've got now, but hundreds and hundreds of cases have popped up. It's going to be interesting to see if we can contact trace, and with the lockdown, whether we're going to be able to get out of this. But so we've been in lockdown for about a week, and we're not coming out until Tuesday. And when I say hard lockdown means literally we do not leave the house. And of course for me, I can work at home anyway, so it doesn't matter. But which is both good and bad, because I quite like going to work. I only work part-time, and I like going to work for the company, and I have to say I'm getting a bit sick of being in front of a camera. That's what I was going to say. One thing I did finish was the Envy Grado vest. Now, the Envy Grado vest, I have to say, I think I've only made a few itch to stitch patterns, but I just seem to get lost in every one. The last thing I made, which was the Shimanius blouse, I got lost with that as well. In this Envy Grado vest, about halfway through, I just could not understand what she meant about the collar and the facing, and because I didn't want to waste the fabric, I ended up sewing the facing in by hand and actually sort of fiddling around and sort of making it work. Absolutely off-piece and not the way it should have been done at all. And you will probably, if you look carefully, you can notice various things. Because I made that little, you know, I've got the contrasting hood and the contrasting facing, I didn't put the pockets on. I just felt it was like one step too far. Also the pockets are kind of, I'm not really a pockets person, and I felt they would be kind of too small, and I don't really want them across my stomach. So this Envigado vest, yeah, I joined the Itch to Stitch Facebook group. Doesn't look like Itch to Stitch is actually on the group. It's people who are making Itch to Stitch patterns. But if I can psych myself up to have another go, which is what I probably should do, but I don't feel like doing at the moment, I will ask for some help, I think, because I literally did not understand what I was doing. However, I am happy because I have got a garment that I can wear. Now, other sewists might think that it's just a little bit too handmade, but I like it and it's fine by me. And I love the colour of the contrasting hood, and, you know, it's a little bit snug. And that was partly because when I fitted it, I thought that the band down the middle, the flap over part, had a flap under part. And I made it so it didn't quite meet. Thank goodness the fabric's got a small bit of stretch, and the chances are I'm not going to wear it done up anyway. I'll be wearing it open probably most of the time. But yeah, so it ended up a bit snug because of that problem, that I didn't understand the pattern well enough. Can you spot all the problems? Like facing sewn in up here by hand because I couldn't work out how to do it. I didn't put the poppers on. I love the idea of the poppers, but I went to look in my local Spotlight to see if I could find the poppers, and they were so expensive. I think they wanted $16 for half a dozen. I thought, well, they can keep them, I'll look elsewhere. And then we went into hard lockdown, so I didn't have a chance. But this zip I actually retrieved out of a fleece garment that was $1 on a charity shop rack. And actually the zip came out really beautifully and cleanly. So, and the pale grey worked really well. So, because at the local Spotlight, I think the zips were incredibly expensive too. I mean, if I bought the poppers and the zip, I'd probably be talking $30 before I'd even started making the jacket. Well, I am very budget conscious and I'm not wasting money like that. Oh, I learned a lot. It's an interesting pattern. Definitely, this is the place where I'm definitely no expert sewist, and I probably don't even have the temperament for it. I'm just way too impatient. But the vest is the kind of garment that I really like to wear, and it's a garment that's really difficult for me to buy because with my bust, I just don't fit things like vests. They, you know, if it fits my bust, it will be right off my shoulders. So getting a well-fitting vest is, you know, I want the garment, but I don't necessarily want to do all the work, all the sewing. So I don't know. I think maybe, I kind of think that in the sewing community that other sewers probably like sewing more than I do. Sometimes I wonder how much I actually like sewing. I like sewing simple things, but when it gets more difficult, I start not understand and all, then my joy in it just dissipates completely. But I will persist. So it's really worth making the effort to make these things and have them fit you as well and save so much money. But I can't say that I'm really enjoying the sewing when it gets as complicated as that. How do you feel about that? Do you love sewing for its own sake? Or are you a bit like me, you know, you just sort of, you want to have the garment sometimes rather than spend a lot of time fiddling about? And one last thing I forgot to tell you about is this dress that I'm wearing. I got it out of the wardrobe this morning and thought, oh, that's a thing that I've recently made. Now, the reason I made this dress is because I needed something that was a bit of a layering piece because I've got some navy jackets and things. I also have I have maybe 4 pairs of navy leggings that I'm not wearing because I haven't got anything on the top. So this is the Anneline Clemetine dress, although I'm not sure how much you could still say it was because I've made it shorter, so it was tunic length, and I put a band on the neck because this is pretty poor quality fabric. It's a sort of polyester ribby type of fabric. It was extremely cheap in Spotlight. Bought the ends of the roll, but yeah, it's actually come out better than I thought, and I should be able to use my leggings now. I haven't hemmed it. I might need to do that. I think it might roll up a little bit, but otherwise I think it's fine. So that's me for today. I hope you're all doing well over there in your world. and I'm about to go out for my daily walk. Pretty much walking and going to the supermarket's all we're allowed to do at the moment, so I'll make the most of it before the sun goes down. I will talk to you again very soon. As yeah, I would like to try and keep uploading every week, but it's not so much the filming often, it's the editing that takes the time. I suppose if I was better organised at the filming, maybe the editing wouldn't take so long, but hey, whatever. We are all of us doing the best we can, aren't we? So yeah, productivity wise, I suppose I've done better than I thought I had. I have just managed to cut out the bodice of that Rose Clare dress, and I made up all the pattern pieces for the tiered skirt, because you don't actually have to print them out and stick them together. You can actually just make them. Well, you could actually just mark them on the fabric, but I had some leftover tissue paper, so I made them on tissue paper. But what I thought I would do is I would make the bodice first and try it on and see if it fits before I cut all the tiers for the skirt. So wish me luck. Hope all is well in your world, and I will see you next time. Oh, in the meantime, if you enjoy my channel, would you please consider subscribing? I pretty much nearly always forget to do that. I'm such a terrible YouTuber. I forget to do all the things that we YouTubers are supposed to do. As always, I love to hear from you. If there are other Kiwi sewists here, please say hello to me, and so that I know I'm not alone. And I don't know about you, but I am dreaming of going to some sort of craft event. I'm having like a fantasy craft event, sewing event, travelling. So until then, I'm going to dream and fantasise, and I hope you are going to have a lovely week of sewing. See you soon. Take care. Bye.